Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. No mai, haere mai, and greetings all. My name is Cheryl Adamson, and I'm the General Manager of the Parnell Business Association. Thanks for listening to another episode of Eco Bites. We aim these to be short and sharp, topical conversations in the eco space with just one presenter and a few questions. Parnell, as you may know, has a really diverse range of businesses, and the sustainability needs from a large corporate vary dramatically compared to a small retailer. We set out to inspire change in practical ways for our businesses, believing that small incremental changes really do make a difference. So we really love it when they're learning platforms designed to support small and medium-sized businesses in adapting to climate change, especially when that teaches us resilience. So today I'm going to hand over to Bridget Peach, who's a board member of the Parnell Business Association and our sustainability champion, to formally and introduce and interview Migel Estoque Wilson, a senior climate change and sustainability advisor in the Climate Innovation and Sustainability team of Tātaki Auckland Unlimited, Auckland's cultural and economic development agency, to explain their new platform. Over to you, Bridget.
Kia ora. Thank you, Cheryl. And so lovely to have you here, Migel. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Bridget.
So quick introduction to Migel. So with a Master's in Disaster Management, she's worked across the not-profit, corporate, consultancy and government sectors. Her current professional outlets cover community resilience building, climate risk analysis, and embedding climate and sustainability considerations in decision-making, which is awesome to hear. She was part of the core team that developed ClimateWise, and I'm excited to understand a little bit more about that and share some of that today. And worth noting, her personal passions here as well include surfing, crocheting, and indoor plant collection and care. So welcome and thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks so much, Bridget. Happy to be here.
So my first question is back over to you to tell us a little bit in some more detail about yourself and what you do for Tātaki Auckland Unlimited.
Great. So, kia ora, everyone. I'm Migel. I'm a senior climate change and sustainability advisor at Tātaki. And so Tātaki is a council-controlled organization. And we, the team, like to call it the fun side of council because it aims to enrich the cultural life and vibrancy of Tāmaki Makaurau, Auckland. And so the CCO manages the cultural assets of Auckland Council. So we have the Auckland Zoo, New Zealand Maritime Museum, Auckland Art Gallery, and we also manage the entertainment venues and facilities. So our stadiums, such as Western Springs and Go Media, as well as Alatia Center, Town Hall, and the Civic Theater as well. So the work that I do focuses on adaptation planning across these venues and facilities, and really mitigating the climate risks that the organization faces.
That is incredible, Mahi. You've just listed off a heap of my favorite places.
Oh, great.
So awesome work. I'm interested in that piece a little bit more where you talk about about climate adaptation for these spaces. What are you seeing in your role in looking into climate adaptation?
Yeah. Oh, sure. So I think it really came to head during the Auckland anniversary floods and Cyclone Gabriel. So our stadiums were heavily impacted. And if you can recall, during the Auckland anniversary floods, it was the Elton John concert that was playing and ended up getting canceled, but so many people were already there. And it was quite a new experience, I feel, that people have had to go through. And so this adaptation planning process is really ensuring that there are processes in place to make sure that doesn't happen again. And so just making sure that the stadiums, when they're getting damaged, or the facilities when they're being repaired or upgraded, they're considering climate projections in the future. And so we're looking at extreme rainfall projections and extreme weather events for the next 30, 40 years, and making sure that when we look at these venues and facilities, the engineering solutions that are being implemented take these into consideration.
Oh, amazing. Cool. And I'm interested a little bit more in Climate Wise and what you and the team do for businesses through Climate Wise.
Yes. So Climate Wise is a project under the Climate Connect Aotearoa. So just briefly, this is a climate innovation hub that is funded by Auckland's climate plan, Tātaki Auckland. And so this innovation hub has a lot of different initiatives. I highly recommend everyone to check out the website. There are different tools there that businesses can use as well, but specifically for Climate Wise, it's a free platform designed to help businesses understand, prepare for, and respond to climate change in ways that build both resilience and climate opportunity.
That's incredible and so cool to make that a tool that is shared widely with businesses. I understand you've had a little bit of a focus on small to medium enterprises. Can you talk a little bit about what you've heard from them?
Sure. I think let's cycle back a bit to the development and why we started developing Climate Wise. And what we did was we engaged with experts, business networks, and SMEs themselves to figure out whether there was a gap in the market. And what we found was that 98% of Auckland's economy is composed of small and medium businesses. So they compose a large part of Auckland's economy, which is really important. We also found out that they are highly susceptible and vulnerable to climate impacts, but are least likely to have adaptation plans in place or business continuity plans. So this is why we developed this platform, because there was definitely a gap in the market.
So helpful.
Yeah, we had a couple of workshops with SMEs. So when we talk about SMEs, they're businesses, we focused on the smaller businesses. So businesses with 49 employees or less. And through these co-design workshops, we wanted to ensure this platform was fit for purpose for them. And some of the key feedback that we got was small and medium businesses are time and resource constrained. And while there is a lot of adaptation planning guidance online, it's quite technical and resource intensive. So they just don't have time, which is completely understandable. They're looking for simplified, easy to use resources and visual tools. So think videos so that they can help, so that these videos can help them understand the different concepts of climate change. One of the main feedback insights that we got from SMEs was, what is climate change? We don't even know why we need to think about this, but when we start talking about extreme weather events and how they're being impacted, it's clear that climate change has impacted them in a variety of ways. So it's just providing simple, accessible, digestible tools and videos for them to and support them in their adaptation journey.
Yeah, that's really cool. I think that's been a big piece that I learn more and more, is being able to give it to that information and make it really accessible for people in ways that are quite enjoyable as well. And I think you guys do that really well in making it really visually appealing and an enjoyable process to engage with, because a lot of the work is really technical and the concepts can be quite heavy, and it's really cool to see the way that you've presented that. So that's awesome. Thank you. I guess kind of leading on from that, there's a bit of a question on in the sustainability space, what keeps you up at night? What have you been thinking about?
Well, at the moment, Tātaki, we're going through our climate transition planning journey. And so this is a whole new process and a steep learning curve for me, but it's quite interesting. So it's about establishing an internal process with leadership and with key stakeholders to ensure that the organization is transitioning towards a low emissions and climate resilient future. And we are, we're climate proofing the organization and the organization strategy. So that's currently what's keeping me up at night.
Yeah. And that sounds like that's a big driver for what's on this year. Is there anything else on the horizon that you wanted to share and talk about? on the
Yeah,
agenda?
actually. So a key thing is phase 2 of Climate Wise. So I will go through the platform in a bit, but just in terms of phase 2 of Climate Wise, we're looking for SMEs who are interested in being part of our cohorts. And what we plan for phase 2 is really walking through the platform with these SMEs in interactive workshops, because what we found is that SMEs want to learn from other SMEs. And so while we go through identifying and reviewing their risks and developing adaptation plans, we look at creating these spaces in the workshops where SMEs can learn from each other. Yeah. So would it be a good time to go through the platform really quickly?
Yeah, I think that would be really helpful.
Great. Okay. So I will just show you the introductory video first.
Kia ora, I'm Pam Ford, Director Economic Development at Tātaki Auckland Unlimited. Climate change is significantly impacting people, businesses and communities in Aotearoa, New Zealand. As the planet warms, we are experiencing more frequent and severe weather events like floods and droughts, as well as the impacts of gradual changes such as sea level rise and shifting seasons. As a business in Aotearoa, you may face significant challenges, and with limited staff, resources and time, addressing climate change may not be top of your priority list. However, preparing for the impacts we are seeing and will see more of in relation to climate change is important for your business to manage risks, save costs, attract customers and investors, manage supply chain and enhance your reputation. But where do you even start? This platform has been created with businesses, support networks and climate experts to help you navigate the complexities of climate change and adaptation. Climate adaptation means taking action to prepare for and adjust to the current and projected impacts of climate change. It is an ongoing process, often visualised as a cycle, because both the climate and your business context will continue to evolve. This platform walks you through the key pieces of that cycle in a very simple format. It includes practical, straightforward information about climate change, why it matters to your business, and how it is understood within the context of Te Ao Māori. It also offers real-world examples of SMEs that have been impacted by climate change and have begun their adaptation planning. You will learn the benefits of adapting to climate change, how to identify and assess climate-related risks and opportunities, and develop an effective plan to manage these risks using simple, downloadable templates. By taking these initial steps, your business will be better prepared to address the risks posed by climate change, ensuring continuity and resilience in the face of future challenges. Thanks for watching. Take a look at our other videos for more information and resources. Ka kite.
Kia ora. Thanks so much, Migel. Really appreciate that. It was great to see the video. And I'm sure there's, plenty of Parnell businesses that will find this really valuable, as well as the website and to be able to carry it on from there. I really appreciate you sharing your knowledge with us today, both with what you're doing internally and as well as with the platform that's really helpful for lots of businesses. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it and look forward to talking again soon. Thank you.